Hi guys, I'm Khadra. I'm from the UK. I've lived there for my whole life, but my parents are from Somalia, so my family are from there. But actually all my family live in the UK, aunts, uncles, grandparents. I have lots of aunts and uncles from both my parents. I have my grandparents live in the UK, my parents, my sisters, I have 6 sisters, 2 brothers. I have lots of cousins. Basically, I'm a normal Somali family. This is normal in Somali culture, same like the Arab cultures. We have very big family and we're very close. Saudi Arabia 4 years ago, in 2017. This is where I met Priya. We've worked together ever since, and during this 4-year period, I met my Habibi, my husband. I got married. He lives in Morocco. He's actually Moroccan.
Let's get into the more detailed questions. So Khadra, my first question for you. What is NHS?
National Health Service. And it's a system, it's a healthcare system put into place in the 1950s. And it's basically a healthcare that's free for everyone. It's free for all to access. NHS train us nurses. They pay for us to go to university. So I don't have any student loans. I never had to pay much in university. They help you from when you're a student to train you to graduate. You get jobs in the NHS and they take you and they nurture you. This is a very good thing about UK. When you come to the Middle East, they want you to know everything already. Fair enough. But UK, they don't expect you to know everything. They want to teach you and they want to continue to teach you. They will pay for your university courses. Maybe you want to do a master's degree. They will pay. Maybe you want to do specific courses in the area that you're working in. They will send you. And this is my favorite thing about working in the UK. They will always think about your professional development. They will not keep you at one level. You will always progress and you will always be promoted and you'll always be encouraged to be the best version of a nurse that you want to be. Another good thing is working in the UK, they don't care much about your nationality when they pay you. Everyone gets paid the same, or what your level is. So we have something like bands in nurses. Band 5 is the ones just came out from university and they have different levels. Then you have band 6, which is very senior, and they have levels. Then band 7, it's like a manager. So if you're a band 5, whatever level, they will pay you for that level. So they don't care if you're from India or from Saudi or from, like, they don't care about all of this. They will pay you what you deserve, which I think is very important. Also, the benefits of the country will be the same as the benefits as like someone like me who's a British citizen, but you as an expat, you'll get the same benefits. Your children will go to school for free, your healthcare is for free, you can access all the things you want to access. It's not like here where you have like something specific for the people who live here and something different for expats. It's not like that in the UK. But on the bad side, what I prefer, what a lot of people prefer here is that, for example, a lot of us get paid more here than we would in the UK. So the UK pay for the nurses, even though it's fair and it's the same, the pay is not that much. So everyone is miserable. It's not like here that some people are happy, some people are miserable. Everyone is, it's a difficult place to live in, especially in London. London is very expensive. So even when you get paid, you spend a lot of money. But if you live anywhere else in the UK, they're very happy. Another bad thing maybe is it's more far away from your family back at home. For me, I'm lucky in the UK, all my family is there. But if you want to be an expat, for example, from India, Saudi Arabia or Middle East is closer to India, so you can go on vacations more, you can visit your family more. But if you're in the UK, it's very far away. And I worked with a lot of expats and they always said it's very difficult to go home for that one time of the year. The ticket's expensive. The time is very difficult to get. Maybe you only go home once a year, but if you're in Middle East, you go home twice a year. Minimum, you go home twice a year. So you just have to remember that every country there's good and bad.
How the nurses are performing their roles and responsibilities. In some places, What we are doing? We are performing multitask.
Career that is pretty much similar everywhere in the world. The things you have to do in one side of the world, you have to do on the other side. Giving medication, being advocate, this is the same. Providing high quality of care for patients, whether it's wound dressings, or this is all same. But the difference in the setup in the UK is that we deliver holistic care, meaning that the nurse is responsible and is taking lead on a lot of different areas. For example, we don't have RTs, respiratory therapists. We don't have this. It's the nurse's role. We also work very closely with within a multidisciplinary team, and nurses have more of a lead than I would say that I've noticed here in the Middle East, because we are the patient's advocate, because the ward or the ICUs or the whatever, it's run by nurses. We are the ones there for 12 hours. We are responsible for the bed management, for the allocation of patients' rooms. For example, we are involved more in the discharge planning of a patient, whereas here it's very doctor-led. The doctor says and you do. But in the UK, the nurses have more of a voice. We also have more job opportunities that I don't think exist anywhere else in the world right now. We have things like nurse specialists, which is around, and it's being more introduced in more countries. But nurse practitioners also, it's more easier to get these kind of job roles because they give you the training, they give you the education, they send you to university to get these job roles. But also we have things like nurse consultants in the UK. And I think this is maybe one of the fewest countries that has nurse consultants. So these people will have their own team of doctors that they will be responsible for also. Another job role of nurses in the UK is to also teach and mentor. This is a very huge part of nursing in the UK, which is not so much here. In most countries, you have CRNs or educators within specific areas, and they are responsible for training all the nurses. But in the UK, as a nurse, you are required to do a mentorship course, which will be university, and you are required to have student nurses, and you're also required to teach preceptees, so new members of staff. So we develop more of a teacher role, a mentoring role, a leadership role very early on and continuously.
My health practice is different from your health practice. So how I gonna cope up?
Same, even if I was to move to your country, our health system will be different and I have to adjust. But the practice itself is the same. The things as a nurse that you do is the same. The same way you give medication in this country, you will give the medication in another country. Because this is evidence-based practice. This is research that's been done worldwide that teaches us how to care for patients. But the policies and the structure, that's the only things that will be different that you have to get used to. And maybe there are things that you've never done before. Maybe you don't have student nurses. Like I know here, we don't have student nurses. But if you only worked here and then you came to the UK, yes, it's a shock. But it's all things to help empower you to be a better nurse. Because when you teach someone, you actually gain more knowledge than the students. You actually learn to have a leadership role. You learn to have a voice. You learn to fight or protect for something. Like what we do for our patients, we have to fight for them, we have to protect them. We'll do the same for student nurses. It will also make us read more, because when somebody challenges you and asks you questions, you will go and read more and find out more and get more information. So having a student will be better for us than not having a student. So if you were coming to the UK, how will you cope with these stresses? You will cope because we have managers. We have, remember I mentioned something about band 6 and 7s. So you have these junior sisters and senior sisters who are there to help you. The same way you will be helping a student nurse, they will be helping you. And they are your support system. Also, London specifically, because I cannot speak for the whole of England, but London is very diverse culturally. So you will always find your community in London. So if you struggle, you will find a big community of whatever country. And I promise you, you will find someone of your country because the whole world is in London.
System is there paying?
Of shift work, this is if you're working in a hospital setting, not in the community, but hospitals is 12 hours, same as here, same as most places. But we also have different shifts like early shift and late shift, meaning you work in the morning or you work in the evening. But most people will do the 12-hour shift. Then you can do 3 or 4 days and then that's it. We also, not like here that you get paid the same every month. For us, I worked in a private hospital and I worked in NHS. In private, you get paid the same every month. This is good and this is not so good. Private hospital will pay very good. Actually, the private hospital I worked before is the same as Middle Eastern pay here. So, but the NHS, which the money is less, you can work more. Meaning, we have bank nurses and agency nurses. Bank nurses are nurses that are registered with the hospital and they can work wherever in the hospital depending on your skills. Like I'm a pediatric nurse, I will work in the pediatric areas anytime I want when I'm off to make extra money. You can also join an agency which is outside of a hospital, and they are an agency who look after nurses and send them to the hospitals that need a nurse, they are short. I also was an agency nurse. You get paid every few days. So when you do the shift today, maybe in 2 days, you'll get paid for this shift. Even you can hold on to all the shifts you did, give it all in one time, and they will give you all the money one time. This is very good if you have plans for saving. Maybe you're buying a house back home. I did this. I had my full-time job. I did bank nursing if I wanted, and I was with the agency nurse in case I wanted something different or extra. And the opportunity is that you can make more money if you are really dedicated and motivated and you have your family life, you're able to look after your family life and you have time to work, you can make a lot of money.
How about the expenses if I'm living outside?
Outside London, it's very different. I lived my whole life in London. Now, the thing about working in London is that you get paid more than everyone else in the country. But the reason why is because living in London is more expensive than anywhere else in the UK. I wouldn't recommend actually only living in London because it is a lot of money. But I will advise that if you are planning to move to the UK, save money before you go. Because apartments, which is very small, if you have a family, maybe it's above £1,000 a month. I think for sure you cannot find a place for 1,000 a month. I'm sure it's like 1,500 even pounds. This is, you have to think you get paid and then you have to pay for your rents. Then you have to pay for bills, electricity, water, TV. You probably wouldn't have anything left. But what my advice is, you don't necessarily have to go to London. UK, just outside, you have areas like Kent, Surrey, Essex. If you hear these words, look into them because they are right next to London. You get paid a good amount and the living expenses is much less, maybe only 1,000 a month. So depending on where you live.
I understand now regarding the expenses. So what about my leave? If I want to go vacation, they will give emergency leave or per annual leave? How the leave they are giving? And what about the maternity leave, sick leave?
Actually, I read somewhere recently that the UK and I think there's one more European country, I cannot remember, but they are the leading in Europe to have the most annual leave and to have like a staff satisfaction about annual leave and these things. Okay, so in the NHS, we follow an hours system. Like here you have maybe 60 days of annual leave. There it's like so many hours of annual leave. So it's always accumulating depending on the hours. So it could be that today's your day off and then tomorrow you only use 6 hours of annual leave. There's ways to save your annual leave and plan your vacations. You will not get tickets that I know of. Sorry, because I'm not expat in the UK, I don't know what the expats get, but we've never got tickets outside. We didn't need it. But maybe if you're an expat, maybe they have different benefits that I'm not sure about. But for us, no, they don't give you tickets, they don't give you housing expenses and things like this. But the good thing is, our holidays, there is ways to extend your holidays. There's also opportunities for education leave. Here, I think most places, when you're doing your competencies and your online quizzes and these things, yearly updates, you don't get paid for that. You have to do it in your own time, or you have to do it while you're working and you're busy. No, in the UK, we get paid. We get paid to sit on the computer and do up-to-date things. We get paid, like, my manager used to give me 1 day paid leave to come and do all my computer things, sit with my CRN and do all my competencies. This is called education leave. So you get this. You'll also get maternity leave. I've never had a baby, so I don't know exactly the maternity leave, but it's a few months with pay, and then it's like few extra months with half pay. You can even take up to a year if you don't want no pay for the last few months, and they save your job. So this is really good to have job security. Sick leave, it's a lot easier than here. Here you need something signed by the doctor. You don't need that in UK if it's for a short period of time. If it's for a long period of time, yes, you need a doctor's letter. But they are more understanding. We are more protected, I think, anyway.
In some of the countries, we are renewing our contract annually. So what about in UK?
But expats, because I don't know if it's like a different type of contract that you guys get, but for us, you sign the contract, you're employed. Unless something happens, you want to leave, or they fire you. This is your contract. Unless they let you go because of maybe they are decreasing the hospital or something like this. But otherwise, when you sign a contract, this is your job. That's it. We also have things like nurse unions, it's called. It's like representatives, lawyers that's given to us nurses if in case we need. For example, something has happened in work, or there's something with your manager, something, and you need legal advice about nursing, working as a nurse in the UK, you have these particular groups that will help you also. So if there's something strange with your contract, you can go to them.
What about the citizenship? They will give me after 5 years, 6 years, like time period, will I get citizenship?
So what I understand is pension scheme, you get your pension when you are at the age of retiring. You don't just get it now. I worked for many years. I don't have my pension. I will get it when I retire. You asked about citizenship. I don't know, because I don't know anyone who's trying to be a citizen. Everyone I know is already a citizen. Now, what I understand is after 5 years, you can apply. So if you go to the UK to work, you'll be on a working visa. Then you'll get like a resident visa or something like this. Then after 5 years of living and working and contributing into the UK, then you can apply for a UK citizenship visa. Then they will tell you if you are if you meet the requirements or not.
See you guys in another video. In my next video, I would like to show you some of the talents of Khadra. Especially she is very good in makeup. People who loves makeup, please follow us. This vlog is about to explore the Saudi life, cooking, introducing the other nationality people and their talents.
So I really hope that I answered some of your questions or any doubts that you've had. If anything, just ask and comment, and I will try to answer to the best of my ability. But thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe and like and comments down below, and see you very soon. Bye.